Aw, damn. You guys are lucky. You got Wyndi last time. You get Wyndi again this time. What's up? How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Not that we haven't hung out for the last 24 hours or whatever.
Well, 20 years.
Oh, damn. Has it been that long?
Almost. Actually, no, almost 21 years.
Dude, why don't you tell me these things?
You're supposed to remember.
Oh,
but, you know.
shit. Terrible husband. What's going on, everybody? Obviously, I'm Chuck. This is my favorite lady, Wyndi. And today, we're going to talk about Tales from Nocturnia. If I can get it so that you can... Yeah, there you go. Dun, 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 dun.
Glare off of there.
I know, right? And you get to see it backwards. You lucky bastards. How's it going, everybody? Very excited to talk about this one. This is actually on Kickstarter right now. And it's done by... You know, I'm saying this more and more. It's done by a couple friends of ours who are doing some terrific work. I already talked to you guys about the Heirs of Isildur. And this is actually a... Oh, shit. What the hell do they call it again? It springs from Tales of...
A spin-off or a...
No, it's a spin-off. That's perfect, yeah. Yeah, no. Drugs are bad, kids. Drugs are bad. Except for they're not always. Anyways, it's a spin-off. Tales from Nocturnia is a spin-off from Heirs of Isildur. And in Heirs of Isildur, these different characters show up at different times, and they're brought via these machines that are found. And so they're brought from different time periods, and I believe also sometimes different dimensions. Anyways, this one character, King Lucian, who in Tales of Isildur, we find out is not a terrific dude. And he is brought over.
He proves it in this series,
He
too.
does prove it in this period. Yeah, right? We're slowly picking up on that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't very slow. It was immediate.
Yeah, that he's a bit of that he's a douche. So, anyways, he basically he finds out that his best friend is sleeping with his wife. Instantly has him killed. The queen, of course, is wrecked with guilt and ends up killing herself.
Yeah. Not quite sure if that's what happened.
That's true. Well, it looks like she jumps to her death.
There's some controversy over
There
that.
could be more to it. Anyways, so what ends up happening is that shit all happens. He runs off. When he runs off, he is then teleported away into the book Heirs of Isildur, leaving this kingdom with absolutely no one to rule it. It goes completely insane. Everybody's fighting. What? Am I wrong?
Well, for people who haven't read both, it looks like King Lucian just abandoned his entire kingdom. They don't.
Okay.
They don't know that he went over to this other series. They just think, what the hell? Where did he go?
Though, really, by running off the way he did abandon them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
But yes, that's true. That's true. That's why I always.
But
like
more
to
reason
get
to
the
go
whole
read the
story.
other story too.
Certainly, yeah. And there's a lot there. So yeah, you have a lot to enjoy. But for this one, yeah, he runs away. He effectively abandons them. They have no idea what's going on, and now they all have to kind of bind together.
Yeah.
And mostly we're watching this from the eyes of the executioner, Beninock, who is completely wrecked by the fact, first off, that he had to kill a friend of his. I believe it's Zarek was the lover.
And also, not only was he the king's friend, but he was also the second in command or second in charge of the kingdom. So now they've lost all their leadership.
It's totally true.
So they would have been the king, and then Zarek, and then the queen.
Yep.
Would have been in line after him. They're all gone. So now they're like,
there's a power struggle.
So who's going to rule now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then as it moves on, of course, they're trying to figure things out. And then a spy ends up going to an evil nation known as Sinisteria and tells them what's going on, that everything's insane. So now the Sinisterians are coming over to...
This is our chance.
Yeah. So they're taking their chance to attack Nocturnia. I think we're telling them enough.
Yeah, you're telling them the whole story.
Well, I'm telling them most of issue 1.
Yeah.
Issue 2, I'm gonna leave. It's bloody.
Yes.
And actually, I would say that was something that kind of threw me off a little bit, and not in a bad way at all. But I have found that when working with these guys in Symmetry, terrific people, but they tend to be fairly like they're there's no real swearing. It tends to be kind of all ages, and they can touch upon serious subjects, but they also they don't push too far into things. And so
it didn't surprise me so much but only because I had seen them talk about it. They had mentioned that this was uncharacteristically bloody, basically. Yeah. So I knew that was going to be in there. But even knowing that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, you saw entrails and dismemberment.
But it was very fitting. Like, it fit the story absolutely perfectly. So, I mean, could have been done without it, but, man, it enhanced the story absolutely.
And you know what? I think it was a choice where it was one of those things where it's like, it makes sense. Yeah. Like I get it. Yeah. It's a medieval tale. And especially if you like that kind of stuff, it felt very Bravehearty. As far as that, no, not the story or anything like that, but as far as the actual gore, it felt like
it made sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was very true to what happens, and it's kind of one of those things that either you have to fake it and just like try to find some way to hide that stuff, or embrace it, because it's not like if you're doing a space epic where you can just like shoot someone with a laser and it's like, oh, they have a hole, they're dead. You know what I mean? But here it's like...
It was cauterized, that's why there's no blood.
Right? But in this, I'm like, no, I'm cleaving a motherfucker. So, he did. I hate to say it, he did.
There will be blood.
Yeah. And... Good movie.
Yeah.
It was... Dude, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it came together really well. You can also really feel the layers that they're playing with.
Yep.
Peeling away at. We're seeing kind of the different factions. We're also seeing different sides of different characters. There's a lot of people sort of vying for things, and meanwhile you have the executioner who basically just says, yeah, I'm not having anything to do with this. Like, and he's helpful, but he ends up becoming effectively a babysitter.
Yeah. Well, and when you said he doesn't want to have anything to do with this, it's he doesn't want to lead, but he wants to play a part in whatever's going to, because he's very loyal to his kingdom.
Yes, to the people,
and
certainly.
to the people. So he wants to make sure, I think, that whatever does happen, whoever does take over, whatever, that it's the right person. Yeah. He's not the person for that job, as far as he believes. As far as he's concerned, but I think that he's going to try to do what he can to make sure that the right person is the one that takes the leadership role. So
and actually it's funny because going into issue 2, we do start to see him kind of take up that role of leadership a little bit. What did you think about the bad guys in this?
Oh my gosh, I thought they were awesome. I loved how when the spy goes back and he's telling the Sinisterians what's going on, and they see their shot. That whole exchange between the 3 different leaders of the Sinisterians, I found it was funny, because they were like, we've been waiting all this time. Really? We finally get a shot at this? Like,
it just fell into their lap.
So excited, and but in a sinister way, and they're just like, man, this is just too easy. Like, they think we did something that we didn't do, but because they believe it, well, now here's our shot, Well, so they're going to take full advantage of that.
Oh, totally. And in a lot of ways, it seemed like they'd kind of given up.
Yeah.
They were like, man.
I got that impression. Yeah, they're just like, it's
not really worth it, whatever. Yeah. We're just, if they come in here, we'll annihilate them. But in the meantime, we're just going to do our own thing. And then it's like, oh, yeah, so by the way, it's in complete chaos and you can just walk in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, then let's do awesome. That. That sounds like a really good idea.
That was awesome. And then the Inferians come in. And I don't know about you, but when I was reading it, I don't know if this is what they were going for, but I really got a Viking feel from the Inferians, and I thought it was very fitting for the little bit that we know about that group and whatnot. But did you get that? I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I did. Okay. Well, and it kind of makes sense because they're like. The actual Inferians are based on a black metal band.
Oh, I know.
And actually, perfect time to show you guys this amazing cover. This is the band Inferi.
I can't get rid of the light.
I know, right? Here, let me do this. Boom.
There we go.
So this is the band Inferi, and they're Well, yeah,
likenesses.
as done for this. And actually, something else that's really cool is this is art by the incredibly famous and so talented Thomas Tenney. I love his work.
Yeah.
And between you and I, you might see some of his artwork on one of my pieces coming up soon. I can't go any further into it, but keep an eye on this guy. The stuff that he's doing, he does Creep Show. He did Force Works, and I believe he's working on the current Force Works.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
dang, that happened. Yeah, he's done tons of stuff.
He did album covers or album art for AC/DC.
Yep. Yep.
He's done work for DC.
I don't know if he did DC, but I know that he
It's
did.
on his banner.
Oh yeah,
that he
yeah.
did, yeah.
He
Yeah.
did a bunch of work for Image, like
Yep.
in the '90s, like
Yeah.
heyday Image.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
yeah,
awesome artist.
amazing
great work.
artist. Love his work. Absolutely.
So anyway, he's showing off the cover
Woo!
for issue 2.
Just
This is issue 1.
Yeah.
Just so you can see that too. So, I don't know who did that one. Sorry.
I don't either, but this is a specialty cover actually.
Yeah.
I got this one special because I love the band. I really do, and I love the music that goes with it. And speaking of music,
Well, and just what a really neat idea to put them, make them as a group that's an influential group in the story,
right?
And then and throw them their likenesses in there. That's really cool.
And what's funny is a lot of times when people do this,
Sorry,
it's
dog.
an obvious ploy. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Oh,
No, but this is respect.
This is respect. Well, and that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
This is respect because Matt Knowles, who has created this, Matt and Steph, who I have not mentioned, Matt Knowles or Steph Cannon, whom we both love very, very much.
Yeah.
We just think the
Love
world
you
of them.
guys.
Yes, absolutely. Matt Knowles is a metalhead as well, and he did music that ends up going through with this. I showed the music in Heirs of Isildur. I was going to do it here, but completely forgot. Because, guys, it's fucking raw. That's what we do. So sometimes mistakes will happen. But when he did this, it was purely out of love for what they do. And it was just a nod of the hat, a tip of the hat. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, we both appreciated the book an awful lot. We really like it. We're both excited for 3,
Yeah.
which is on
Yeah.
Kickstarter for another week. So we would love for you guys to go check out Tales from Nocturnia on Kickstarter, issue 3. If you haven't read the rest, go back and buy all 3. It's not
worth
a big
it.
deal. It is worth it.
Yeah.
I think
Good.
you guys have a blast.
It's a good story.
Yeah, and
Really
3
good
is the
story.
last one.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna wrap
that
it all
will
up.
wrap it all up. You guys will get everything. So you guys don't have to do what we've done, and that is read them one at a time and then go, what the fuck's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Can you tell
I got
me?
to the end of 2, and I'm like, well, damn, now I have to wait.
Now what? Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
and that is, as a writer, that's the best feeling.
Yes.
You know, because if someone goes, cool, I'll wait till the next one. Like, oh, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So, Matt and Steph, great job.
Yeah.
You got us not wanting to wait for the next one, and which means that you did it. You did it right.
Yeah. You guys definitely killed it. The rest of the group, Javi Lapara, Jesse Hansen, whole team, everybody's really banging out some great stuff. Way to go, guys. Absolutely fantastic work. Do you have anything else to add before we shut this bad boy down?
I did want to quickly just bring up one of the little story things that I found very interesting, and that was the relationship, the kind of subtle relationship between Beninock and Marcelise, I believe is her name.
Marcelise, I believe is the name, yeah.
I really like how that relationship was played. And I know that there's a lot more to the stablemaids than we see in here. And I believe actually Steph is working on a story or something that will explain more about the stable maidens. They're not what they seem. And it's another little interesting aspect to the whole story. So I found that very interesting.
And it's so funny because you say stable maidens and it's like, okay, so
Yeah,
there are a
they
bunch
take
of
care of the
chicks who
horses.
take care of the horses, but no,
No.
they actually go
No.
out and each one of them went out as almost like messengers, but it's obvious that there's a lot more to them. And
it's almost like they have, I'm not quite sure, and I think it was supposed to be subtle or hinted at or whatever, but I think they have some kind of a power that
Yeah.
we're not supposed to know about yet.
I don't know. There's definitely something interesting about them, so that'll be fun to see come up. I believe there is more to them and more to all that. And actually, there was one more thing that I was lucky enough to read, and I didn't show you. I know I wanted something special to me. But no, that's not true. I just did it real quick. There was this great anthology that came out called Housebound, and what people were doing was they were making stories based on kind of how it felt to be stuck in the house during the quarantine and everything that's happening. And so
I
Tales
should read that because I don't know.
Pardon? Right? Well, so, yeah, I know, right? What is that like?
Essential worker.
Tales from Nocturnia did one, and all of the different characters, we got to kind of see how it was like for them during their own pandemic, and how everyone was dealing with it, including the Sinisterians. And so that was just kind of fun, just a cute little story that kind of went before everything else. And so if that's something you're interested in, you can also check out the Housebound anthology. These guys have their fingers in everything. So
and check out the Kickstarter, like we already said, for issue 3. They have some amazing
oh my gosh,
add-ons and things that you can get that you won't be able to get anywhere else. It's just so cool, the stuff that they've been able to get their hands on.
As you guys can see, we're huge fans of dragons, and this is only like a small fraction of the dragons that we have and have had, because you have kids and those little fuckers break everything. But these are ones that we've been able to save, and they have so many awesome They have a dragon mask, like a leather dragon mask. They have the
dragon head keychains.
We're getting the dragon plaque.
Yeah.
That the laser engraved plaque.
Coasters.
No, I'm getting the plaque.
Wow.
Motherfucker, I bought the plaque. Yeah.
We're getting the coasters too, though, I believe.
Did you pick up the coasters?
Is that an add-on or a stretch goal?
It's I don't know. We need to check out that Kickstarter, and so do you.
Anyway, that's just, there goes to show. There's so much stuff that you can get through it, not just the book, but just absolutely check it out. There's some really cool stuff there with a really awesome story.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate having you on. Wendy, thank you so much again. I always love having you on the show.
It's fun.
Big fan. Anyways, thank you guys. Peace, love, and comics. My name is Chuck, and I absolutely do give a fuck. Take care of yourselves. Please like, subscribe, share like a motherfucker. Peace.